Welcome to Discover DeSoto, a podcast brought to you by the Patterson Foundation. In this podcast, you'll hear stories from all corners of DeSoto County through the lens of DeSoto County Ahead, from residents to community leaders and everyone in between. Join us as we discover DeSoto, one story at a time. Hi, and welcome to Discover DeSoto, a Beyond the Blog podcast brought to you by the Patterson Foundation. I'm Alicia Exantus, consultant with the Patterson Foundation and your host today. Joining me is Traci Willingham, Community Relations and Engagement Director for the Neuro Challenge Foundation. And today we'll be diving in to hear more about her experience as an exhibitor at the DeSoto County Ahead community event in DeSoto, the impact this event is having on people, organizations, and communities. Traci, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks. I'm so excited to be here.
We are so happy to have you. This has been a long time in the making, so I'm so excited it's finally happening. Before we dive in more to hear about the impact your organization has had in DeSoto County, I want to go ahead and review the timeline of what the Patterson Foundation has been doing in DeSoto County and how that has led to us being here together in this room today. A lot of these things you're going to see behind me here, but I'm going to read them off. From 2022 to 2023, TPF's initiative Aspirations to Action worked alongside the people of DeSoto County, providing space for purposeful engagement, building trust, and strengthening connective tissue. A total of 20 community conversations occurred in Arcadia and DeSoto County, reaching 427 people. So then, what do you do after hearing from all of those people and their aspirations? The initiative got together and 8 themes came from those conversations and the aspirations that were received from community members. Those 8 themes are actually behind you, Traci, and I want to point out number 3, nonprofit, business, resident, and economic opportunities to support DeSoto County. Specifically, frequently bringing the community together for a variety of aspirational events. I know that was a lot, but that brings me to the DeSoto County Ahead Community Update event. We have had 3 of those. Our most recent one was just in 2026, but I'm gonna go back to not the very first one, the second one, where we met. So all that timeline, Traci, it brings us here together to talk a little bit more. So let's start off with this. For listeners who may not be familiar, can you share a little bit about what you do with the Neuro Challenge Foundation and the services you provide, especially for community members in DeSoto County?
Sure. Neuro Challenge provides free programs and services for anybody in the Parkinson's community. So whether you are a person with Parkinson's or a care partner or a healthcare provider that wants to learn a little bit more, that's what Neuro Challenge is here for. In DeSoto County, we have multiple ways for you to participate in our programs. We have virtual programs that happen every single month, as well as webinars, again, all free. And we also do educational events in the counties surrounding DeSoto. So just a short little drive and you can go to a Parkinson's education event and learn so much more and connect with the community.
Wonderful. I know how vital this work is. At that event, I had multiple people come up to me, community members, and say, I didn't know there was going to be a booth here representing the Parkinson's community. And I was like, okay, wait, who's that booth? Where is she? And you were talked about. You were the talk of the event. We will get to an award that you won, but not yet.
Okay.
I want to go ahead and talk about the Neuro Challenge Foundation. How did it feel when you were invited to be an exhibitor at the DeSoto County Ahead event? And how do opportunities like this help you connect with the community?
I was really excited about joining the event in DeSoto County because it gave us an opportunity to be able to see so many different community members in one space. And being a small local organization, we only have a few staff members, so we want to make sure that we can get into the communities that we can serve and see as many people as possible to share our information. I think one of the most exciting things about DeSoto County is I love DeSoto County. I love Arcadia. I've been going there for many years with my family, and I just know that the people out there are so wonderful. However, the support for Parkinson's is very few and far between in that county. And so any way that Neuro Challenge can be able to support the people in the Parkinson's community, that's what we're here for.
Okay. What surprised you from that event and your participation in it?
I think I was surprised that not many people knew about resources that were available for Parkinson's, not just Neuro Challenge, but other resources that are out there. Also, it was nice to connect with other nonprofits and other groups that were out there, such as the Senior Friendship Center. They have a wonderful facility out there where you can learn more information for senior resources, where Neuro Challenge can share their information. So it was really nice to connect with those other partners as well as with the community members.
I love hearing you say that. We do hear a lot about that connection and the communication piece being lost between nonprofits. And that is why we had the exhibitors have their own exhibitor exchange this year. So we are listening to the community members, especially those who work in nonprofits. And it's great to hear that you've made connections. I know Diana Harms is a Senior Friendship Center. So that's great to hear. You can collaborate and work with another organization who does have a hub and a building there in DeSoto.
Exactly. And that is the thing about Neuro Challenge is we don't have a hub. We are specific to the communities that we serve. So we work with other partners to bring those resources and those programs closer to the people with Parkinson's so they don't have to travel as far. That's why our virtual programs have been so great, is because it doesn't matter where you are, you can tune into this program and then you can learn more. We also provide this great resource called Care Advising, and that is for any community that you're in, including DeSoto. You can reach out to Neuro Challenge, talk to a care advisor, ask them questions, find resources about where to go for exercise, who can I talk to about, occupational therapy, all those things. So Neuro Challenge is really a resource hub for you, no matter where you live, but in DeSoto County especially, because we know there is not a lot of resources out there, and we are doing our best to share what there is and put more out there as we can.
Wow, that's a great opportunity for someone. I know many of us have gone through our own medical journees, and it's a lot after the diagnosis. Where do you start? But also having a community with others you can connect with and relate with. Wow, that's a great opportunity. I can tell you're very passionate about the resources that your foundation, the Neuro Challenge Foundation, offers, and your energy here that we all feel and see, you brought it times 10 there, because you left that second event as the Best Newcomer Booth Award. I learned then this year that you've had a couple ripple effect moments that happened. So let's talk about those. I know there's two separate ones. You go ahead. Let me know.
Sure. I was so excited to win the first Newcomer Award for the first event, and that's in DeSoto County. So that was really exciting, totally a surprise. But it was a great opportunity for our nonprofit to be spotlighted as well. And I think my favorite piece from this year is I met a gentleman at the first event that we went to, and we had a great connection. We were able to talk about his diagnosis with Parkinson's. He was young when he was diagnosed, in his early 40s, so he's had a few years with it now, and not having a lot of the resources out there. We were able to talk about other resources that were available, share with him what Neuro Challenge does, and then I got to see him again this year.
Oh, awesome.
And he stopped back by. We talked about what he's been doing, how his year has been going, and how his diagnosis is. And it was just so nice to reconnect with that gentleman and be able to, just see where his progress is.
And he does participate with your foundation? Okay.
Yes, he does. He's been participating in some of our programs as well, and has been using some of our care advising resources too.
Okay. Now you tell me there are not a lot of resources available for those with Parkinson's. So do they have to travel far to see doctors or specialists?
Yes. DeSoto County doesn't have a lot of specific Parkinson's resources and or a movement disorder specialist, which is a neurologist that is trained in the movement disorder specialty, which is what Parkinson's actually is. Parkinson's is a movement disorder. So we suggest that anybody with Parkinson's sees a movement disorder specialist to help them better treat their disease. And DeSoto County doesn't have one. And so you have a lot of members in the Parkinson's community that travel to places such as Gainesville, to Punta Gorda, to Port Charlotte, which is not too far outside of DeSoto. And we do have some resources down there in Charlotte County. We have a symposium coming up in June, which is all about Parkinson's. It is at the Charlotte Harbor Center down there. So a little bit of a drive from Arcadia, but still not too far, considering how far some people have to go just to visit the doctor. Yeah. And telehealth is definitely an option, but it's not the same. Mm-hmm. And we know the community really deserves those resources. So we are doing the best we can to help that information get put out there in the community and be able to be in the community to share what we do and what other places do that aren't that far away.
Okay, now that second ripple effect kind of brings me into the latest event. So we did have our DeSoto County Ahead community event in 2026. It just took place, it wrapped up. I'm curious, before we dive into that, how did you see the event evolve this year? When you walked in, what were you thinking?
Oh, there was more exhibitors. There were more participants for sure. I really liked the exhibitor exchange, and I really liked the virtual training for the exhibitors ahead of time. We do a large event called the Parkinson Expo, and I really learned a lot from that exhibitor piece. So I hope to implement some of those pieces for our exhibitors.
Great.
But yeah, it was so fantastic. I loved being able to exchange with the exhibitors, to talk to other people, to make those connections with those community partners, and to learn about some of the new ones that I had no idea were there too.
Okay, and I saw you looked around, you grabbed me, you said, "Hey, Alicia, I gotta tell you something. It's a really great story, but I gotta tell you later because I gotta get back to my booth." And you went running off. So here we go in front of a microphone. What were you hoping to tell me that day?
Oh, I was so excited to see the exhibitor Service Dogs Saving Lives there. They are part of the Mission Mavericks program, which is part of the Florida Public Relations Association's local chapter. It's a mouthful. But what the Mission Mavericks program does is it works with a nonprofit that serves DeSoto County, Manatee, and Sarasota. And they help them with their marketing, with their communication skills, with media, with PR as a pro bono thing for 90 days. So it was really great because when I worked with them, I was able to tell them about the first DeSoto County event. Mm-hmm. They were unable to attend. But then when I came into this past one, they were there and they had a table. And it was so fantastic just to see this small nonprofit who is run by a husband and wife team with a very passionate heart follow through with some of those suggestions that we had given them through the Mission Mavericks program, and to see them be there at the DeSoto County event and share what work they do. Again, connecting with those other partners and those other nonprofits that are out there to share the awareness about all of the opportunities for people.
Awesome. I'm going to jump on that word share. We talk here at the Patterson Foundation a lot about sharing your cookies. You know, you have cookies in a cookie jar, and if you leave it closed, they're going to get stale. Why not open them up and share them with others? And I'm seeing that here. I'm seeing you accepting those cookies and go ahead and taking what you're seeing in the trainings for exhibitors or different things you saw during the event, and then carrying that on with the Neuro Challenge Foundation. But I'm also hearing you sharing about the event and encouraging others to come. So in the spirit of sharing our cookies, as we like to say here at TPF, can you share what advice you would give to an organization that was interested in exhibiting at the DeSoto County Ahead event? I want to know, I want to hear it. I want to hear what you would say in case someone's listening and they're thinking, maybe I would want to go to that next year. Let's hear it. What would you tell them?
I would tell them that DeSoto County is a really special place to be. The community out there is so thankful that you are there to support them. There is not a ton of opportunities for people to participate in things. So I think that if you have the chance to go and exhibit at this event, you need to be there. If you want to connect with anybody in DeSoto, you need to be there. It's not just the exhibitors, it's also those community members. It's the kids that came, the high school students, the future, all of that. And they're all in this one space. So, and just like I told Service Dogs Saving Lives, I was like, you can't miss it. And so don't miss it. Don't miss the opportunity. Put it on your calendar, exhibit there. It's a great place for nonprofits. It's also a great place for-profit businesses. But being a nonprofit person myself, and that's my heart, I really think that it was so nice to have that opportunity to talk to over 500 people. It was great.
Over 500 people. It was a busy night, and the energy was amazing.
It was amazing. And all the fun activities that some of the partners did too. Yeah. The exhibitors had some really great opportunities to showcase their business and their nonprofit. So you have to go. So if you're thinking about it, just sign up.
Check out our website. Make sure you're there. We cannot wait to announce when the next one will be. Before we wrap up today, since this is Discover DeSoto, Traci, what's one thing you'd highlight about DeSoto County? Whether it's a hidden gem, a favorite place to shop, a local dining spot, or a unique outdoor activity, what's something everyone should be sure to discover in DeSoto County?
Oh, there's a couple that I have actually. So the first place is Gym Space Park. It is a great park with baseball fields and other fields, but a playground that is so cool. It has been around for a very long time. They recently redid the playground, and we go there with my family quite often from Manatee County. It's one of the best places. And a stop for lunch that we actually go to sometimes near the park is the Yellow Deli, which is downtown in Arcadia as well, which is a special little spot that has some great homemade soups and sandwiches and just two little gems. So we take the hour drive, we go out, we visit Arcadia, we go to Gym Space Park, we go to eat some lunch, and then we head back to Manatee County. And I'm so grateful for that park. I'm so grateful for Arcadia and the little town that it is, because it is a fantastic place to visit.
I can feel the love you have for Arcadia and DeSoto County, and it's really special. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you again so much for being here today. It was an absolute pleasure having you here and learning how you are strengthening DeSoto County through your participation as an exhibitor at the DeSoto County Ahead community event. Listeners, to subscribe to our monthly DeSoto Digest newsletter, where we share these monthly podcasts and news from DeSoto County residents, scan the QR code on your screen. If you're interested in having the DeSoto Digest delivered to your organization, please contact Sherry at soehlertpf@gmail.com. To learn more about how the Patterson Foundation is strengthening efforts to collectively create a stronger, more resilient community, visit DeSotoCountyAhead.net or thepattersonfoundation.org. Well, that's all for today. Tune in next time for more from Discover DeSoto. Bye-bye.
Together, we can create a DeSoto where opportunity, pride, and connection thrive.